Hey guys, it's Coevil here. I've got a tournament commentary for you today. This is our Dark Fortress 10 seconds tourney, and I am facing MILEYHANNAH in the first round. Let's just get right into it, and we'll go over the details as the game starts. So this is Dark Fortress at 65% height. If it's at 100, it's very tall and leads to just draws. There's so much land that it's so easy to stall hide. And the reason why I could teleport in on turn 1 is because at 100% height, which is the default, the map is so tall that I think Pure decided, you know what, we can let people choose where they want to teleport, just because it's so giant. You want to give players some freedom so that they can be able to move around to where they'd like to do setup. So as you can see here, just to kind of walk over a little bit of the early game, it's pretty non-threatening. Even like a new player could safely get to like turn 20 if they know decent fundamentals versus someone who's been playing for ages, just because a lot of the strategies on this map are predicated on like turn 40, turn 50, turn 60 pushes. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And in this case, both of ours are kind of dependent on later game. So you'll see a basic opening of, flight prot. Okay, there I just do kind of a queue because I didn't have enough time to move my swarm out and scoot over to do the flash. But you'll see an opener of like flight prot, a couple of aura, exchanges, maybe a tree, spirit, swarm. Swarm is quite needed, I think, on this map. You may not think that minions are necessary because it's 10 seconds, but actually 10 seconds is quite a bit of time, especially if you practice quite a bit. And you can do some micro in 10s, some minion micro. Also, swarm will discourage rush, take down on prot shields, which are the kind of big thing that you want to build when it comes to these Arma maps. By the time you get to turn 50 and 40 and 50, you want to build that advantage in your shields. So I know that Miley has Shock Shield. That means that she probably doesn't have Mega Boulder, but she does have Mud. So that's interesting. I'm going to try and finagle my way to the other side with a portal. But of course she blocks it with an aura, which is fine. I can just again be patient and just wait. Here I'm thinking she might have Whisper Bomb because she's coming over to the left. Maybe she wants to hug that edge and hit me with a Whisper. So I adjust my positioning just a little bit. I think the way that tournaments are being changed a little bit now is good. Ink, who's the tournament leader, is being more stricter with the deadlines, and also there's a cool new tournament role called the Tournament Broadcaster role, which I believe you can apply for this by just filling out the tournament official application, and Ink is in the process of kind of setting that up. Hopefully in the next few days he will be able to stream the tournament games on a YouTube channel and I think a Twitch channel too that he made just for Arcanist tournaments, right? And he brought on a few commentators. I'm one of them, Calais or Javi is one of them, and then Harpocrates is one of them. Also, I think Archlord Pi and Geo. So those are the 5. We haven't had a chance to commentate yet, but I think that'll be cool to give some more visibility to the tournament scene. And also it's just fun to commentate. That's why I do a lot of the channel, is because I really enjoy commentating. So let's see what's happening in the game here. I've taken control of a portal. Amazing. That's awesome. I should probably just pebble down and keep the pressure on, but instead I make more space with flash, maybe trying to get that swarm through. I guess now I can get it through on the bottom, but as you can see, it's a pretty slow process. You're seeing that orange stuff and you're wondering probably, what is that? Well, that's rising lava. The way rising lava works is you can actually go through it without getting damaged during your turn. So you can go up and around inside it, right? It does damage only at the end of my turn, at the end of Miley's turn. So at the end of both turns, it does damage equal to the turn number, which you can see at the top of the screen. It also does double damage to towers. It just melts towers. So that's important to know. So say I get knocked into it right now somehow, like hypothetically if I was just in the lava, then at the end of Miley's turn I would take 29 damage. If I was towered, I would take 58 damage. So I'm curious, why don't I go back in the portal? That might be a way to be more aggro. I think I was scared of her going into the portal herself and then shock shielding. So that's why I didn't immediately do that, because I was a little bit unsure how that would play out. Here she does go in there, but she does the grab pulse on the swarm. So there I exit the portal, which is just terrible. That was just a blunder. I could have done anything, summoned a spirit. That's probably the only move that I have. Just stay in there, kill the drone, but honestly the drone's better there because it's stuck and it uses up a slot. So literally just do nothing, summon a spirit, stay in the portal, but I got a little bit nervous when she entered the portal and didn't know immediately kind of what my move was going to be. So I accidentally leave the portal. Bye-bye, wave goodbye to the Val, going for a swim in the fucking lava. That's going to leave a mark. Bye-bye, 1,000 prot. Goodbye, goodbye friends and family. Goodbye my hopes and dreams. Oh, and she chokes the clock. She chokes the clock in response. Of course, I'm still absolutely and utterly lost. But, God. Oh, well, now I know. Just stay in that portal. That's like, for me, that's a bit of a rookie mistake. But it's okay. It happens. I got a little bit nervous. It's my first tournament game. Also, first game of the day, by the way, too. So, yeah. I mean, I can make excuses. It's not an excuse, it's just kind of like, it explains a little bit the occurrence of the blunder, because I don't typically, I can make big blunders, but I don't typically make that type of blunder where I just could have stayed. I could have done nothing. I could have queued, and that wouldn't have led me to screw up, but I went outside the portal. Like, I actively made my situation so much worse because of that one move. Alright, and then I go, it's all going off the rails, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that first game of the day is not treating me well. Miley surprised me with Pulse, which is funny because she used it earlier. I should know about it, but I just got a bit too nervous. So, it's not looking good for me. While she's, taking out the trash, I'll use this opportunity to announce that I am starting to build up my clan again, VWhip. So I made this with a friend who's no longer active, and he hasn't been active for several months, and we just kind of didn't really prioritize growing the clan at all, just kind of like let it sit, maybe waiting to see if he would come back. Looks like he's not really coming back, or it might be quite a while. So I decided to just kind of grow the clan, especially with the YouTube kind of growing as well. Get some supportive new players, have a welcoming environment, some good vibes. We've got a good selection of new players here already, also some nice veterans. Among them Slim Bill, Calais, Ink himself, the tournament master. So if you guys would like to join, just message me on Discord or find me in-game, Coevil. My Discord is Rorgan. Okay, I'll put it in the description, Rorgann. So you guys can add me and send me a message and say, hey, I saw your YouTube. I'd like to join the clan, and then I can also give you a Discord invite if you'd like. Not required, but if you enjoy Discord, yeah, it's a good time. Great vibes, good conversations. We're just all super chill in there. So thanks so much. We're going to get back to the game here. And also worth pointing out in this game, Thundershock. How does that work? Well, she's banking on in the late game, there's not a lot of land separating us. And so she wants to be able to use Thundershock to whittle prots. And it worked well because I was so down. I got ticked by the lava. Why did I get ticked by the lava? I didn't have any flight or teleport. I just had to sit there and take it. And that's the most demoralizing of part of this set, is if you have no gate and you're in the lava. So let's move on to game 2. Okay, so I've taken a bit of a reset and taken some deep breaths, found my zen. Now we're back in here for game 2. And that's the thing. I don't think, you need to get too stressed out about tournaments. Obviously, naturally, I'm going to be fucking nervous. I'm going to be pretty anxious in the moment. If you know me, you know I can tend to be a pretty anxious player, although I'm getting better. But the reality is, especially on this set, you're not losing until at least turn 20 when they start to execute their plan, unless you're facing specifically like a rush book. Or some no-flight books have like water ball, and they want to water ball to the center of the map to kind of be able to push to you. So, but like in these generic versus generic mashups, you're not really in trouble for the first 20 turns. So here, I tree her and she spirits. I don't think that's the best move. I think she should just flash out, because now I can portal over to her. And looks like we exchange rays. I just decide to kill the drone first, because I know that if I portal over to her, the drone will just go in there and then she'll whittle me down to 85 prot. Also, I'm not really sure how to, what camera angle to use, but look at this. Like, if I go all the way out, you can't even see. Okay, you can see the whole map if I go all the way out. But let me maybe do this. Yeah, so you can kind of see the first player. Okay, so you go into the storm, to the portal with Storm Shield. It's weird, so she casted it, and it didn't hurt me when she goes through the portal. There was kind of a weird mechanic where if you have a shock shield in a portal, and then like the following turn, if I were to stay in that portal this turn, my prot would have gone down to 60. Like the storm shield would have ticked me. It's like we're going through the portal together, and like we high five, and she has a shock shield, so she damages me or something. I don't know what the thought process behind the mechanic is. The mechanic where it would damage me when we're both in portals. I guess both being in portals means that we're in contact with each other somehow. Like I said, we're just, passing by, giving each other a high five, asking how each other's day was. I don't know. But so I've done my mental reset, and I'm honestly like, that type of blunder is no reason to like sweat so hard. Meaning like I don't need to stress that like, oh my god, I'm really in a tough position. She outplayed me hugely there. Holy shit. Because she just got me with a pulse with 1,000 prot, right? And I just lost. And it was an uncharacteristic blunder. So I'm realizing all this and I'm going, you know what? It'll be okay. I'll be fine. So here I decide to just run away, prot up. I know that she has control of the portal, but I also know that I have a decent prot advantage, and that when I prot, she will want to prot in response because she's getting her prot 1 turn later than I am. And the reason that is because if I prot and she doesn't prot, then I'm up 50 advantage. Like I've got a pretty good health advantage there. But if I prot and she prots, then we're keeping pace. We're trading our prots. If she waits to prot, then she will lose out on quite a bit of health. So she teleports and I engage the thrusters. Unfortunately, that would have been like a top play if I just aimed that mega just a little bit different. But luckily that does enough damage, it kills all her prots, and now, look at me, in business. That was quite hard to do in tens too. I was at like the last second, as you can see by the lob that I had to do. Wasn't the best. So here I go for a flash. That's a cool one. You guys have seen that angle. I just went down like about 45 degrees to the right, extended, and flung her horizontal straight off the map. You guys have seen that time and time again. So she teleports in. I'm going to use my swarm micro. This is why swarm is helpful, right? If you're in a position where you either need to stall or you can get some tempo, you can take down that prot. And look at that pebble! That did like 45 damage. Perfect pebble. Picture perfect. She kills the swarm, and I'm able to come down here, close the gap, suicide mega boulder. Just for those out there who don't know, it does 100 to 102 potentially, and so that's how I knew that this could do 100 and get me the win. Sometimes it can fuck up, but I got lucky enough, I guess, or I know the angles that will do the most damage. So we're tied 1-1. Let's get to game 3. Alrighty, if you're still here for the grudge match, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comments, who do you think will win this series? Go right down there and give your glowing testimonials to your favorite player. If it's all Miley in the chat, I won't be offended. Okay, I might cry a little bit later, but it's okay. I'll get through it. I will make it. Alrighty. Same sort of opening, right? We both prodded, we both get our minions out, which again, doesn't seem like they have much use now, but as I get portals, as Sheep maybe has a portal, I can put my swarm in there, she can put her drone in the portal if I aggro portal, like, you know, if any one of us tries to push, like, I'm going to take her with swarm, she's going to hit me with drone, so it gives you a little bit of flexibility, right? I can also set up the portal grabs, which is one strategy that I decided to try and do when I noticed that I lost the first game. I said, okay, I just kind of let her relax through turn 30, turn 40. But I'm going to push it a little bit. I understand, okay, she has drone, but I'm going to force her to respond with the drone. Just force a response out of your opponent. You may think, oh, I'm going to do this move and they're just going to respond by putting the drone in the portal. But that's okay. At least you're forcing a response. It doesn't even have to do much at all. It doesn't have to do shit. It just has to put them in a position where they have to think, and it's not just autopilot, right? So that's what I'm thinking about here. She goes for the ray to kill the swarm. Could have done it, I think, if she aimed it a little bit over to the right, but she didn't. That's fine, that happens. Totally understandable blunder in that situation. I'm going to bring my swarm through. Not going to have enough time to go through myself, so I am going to maybe panic a little bit. Okay, I decided to go through and flash the middle. Not the best play, because if she has Thunder Shock and Grab Pulse, I don't really want to push. I go through here and I go for a clock. I just aim it a little bit too high. Kind of risky. I could just drain the man trap, right? I don't have to go for that. But it's not a game losing play or anything. Would have put me in a great position if I hit it. But yeah, so there I prot, and I was just gonna swarm anyway, but I didn't have it when I threw that clock. So I just went for a somewhat risky play in a position that I knew wasn't gonna lose me the game. And I've got Ray here to clear the minions out. She should tree that, but I don't think she has tree, and I realize this, and how she has been dealing with the portals. So that should be beneficial for me. So now we're about even, and like I said, yeah, about turn 17, you know, we're still at 250, kind of vying for that small advantage. And I'm just going to reprot, and I want to go through the portal, pebble, and take control. I don't mind the ticks. Okay, I can log up lava clock here if I want. Do I decide to tree first? Okay, yeah. Why, I don't know, but maybe I'm thinking that, like, oh, you know, I don't want her to respond with an aggro play of her own when I hit her with this. And the way that she flashed out, it actually works out that way, where it's kind of hard to respond with anything. So she has to tower there. Maybe she could have fit a mud. I think she does have mud if she didn't change up her book hugely, but it looks like she did a little bit, so I'm not 100% sure if she has it. So I go for the swarm and she kills it. Here I'm just biding my time to go back through the portal and then hit her with a pebble. Now she's detowered. She's in danger because I've got Mega, I've got Clock, I've got a portal, and she supposedly has no tree. And so she has to allow that, which is just a death sentence. So I come through here, drop that Mega Boulder in there, boom! 1, 2, 3, 4. This would not be a Coeval video without a bangin' Mega Boulder. Okay, so I can go back through the portal, but I'm gonna prot first. I'm getting kind of low. Again, you realize, okay, I could have two mindsets. I'm gonna pause real quick for a second. One could be, oh my god, she's so low health, 98? Let's go, push, go get her, kick her ass. Or I could be smart and I could realize, turn 25, lava is coming up from the bottom of the map. I have only 20 prot. She has no prot when she tellies in. I could take this a little bit slow, right? And so I build my prot, I wait, I reposition, get the pebble off. I'm scared of the grapples, obviously, right? So that's why I reposition there. So now I can tower out. So I just waited in this instance a couple turns, or flash out. No reason to go through with 20 prot, maybe get low on time, miss position. She responds to my pebble down to get to her with the grav pulse and sinks me, and then has a little bit of tempo, right? So here again, build a prot shield before you engage. I can also go through the aura. If you cast prot after the aura, you can go through it. That's another small tip. Tips and tricks with the Val. Okay, so bit of a poor telly by her. I'm not going to go for any crazy mega bounce, but I get all the way in there with 10 seconds. That's pretty speedy. And I clock. At this point, Sank doesn't do anything. If she was at 250, yeah, it would do quite a bit. That would suck. Actually, I was only really at 50 or 40 prot anyway, but yeah. It's not like she's sanking off a bunch of health when she is equal to my HP. She's down like 200, so that won't do too much. Just came down to allowing the portal play. I noticed that she had no tree, so I was like, let me be a little bit more aggro with my portal grabs, my portals, and she can only really use Swarm and Drone to counteract it. And I have my own Swarm. Actually, I don't even know if she has Swarm. I think just Drone. Don't quite remember there, but okay, so the lava's coming. This is another example. Like I could be aggro, pebble down. I understand that she's at 73, but I decide to aura first. Where can she go? The answer is absolutely nowhere, right? Here, I could pebble down, but again, I decide, you know what? She can't go anywhere. She's got no gate. She has no shock shield now. It's expired. She has no space. The lava's coming up. The aura is zoning her. Now I can pebble. And she's going to be so low. Actually, I'm playing like an ultra super sweat lord. I summoned the swarm in the exact spot where she couldn't make contact with it with the shock shield as the super ultra mega sweat lord that I am. So you can see how cringy I played there at the end. Just to squeeze water from a stone. The Magnus Carlsen strat of just like your opponent is in a tough position, you just let him sit there. Enjoy that. Yeah, stew in your disadvantage. So I'm able to get the win there and progress to the next stage in the tournament. That was a very great rematch by Miley. This is the third time I've faced her in tournaments, and that brings me to a record of 2-1. She defeated me in the 60 Nexus tournament with some cool Imps book. And I will post the videos from our past tournaments throughout as a little card in the top right. And hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. As I said in the video, please, if you would like to join a clan, find me in game or Rorgan on Discord, RORGANN. Send me a message, or also you can find me Coevil in the Arc2 Discord as well. But that's my username if you guys want to add me as a friend, Rorgan. So, thank you guys for watching, and like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.